Thank you for tuning back into my channel. If you're not tuning back into my channel and you're new here, welcome. Welcome to Plan with Kristen, where I talk about all things productivity. I am blunt, I am honest. Sometimes people don't like that, but whatever. But today I am going to talk about my Tokyo, Japan experience from the time I got on the plane to the time I got off the plane. I have some paper, some notes here written on the Daiichi Hotel Tokyo, which is where me and my family stayed while we were in Tokyo. We left on January 29th. We got to Tokyo January 30th. And we left on the 5th of February and got back on the 5th of February because we went back in time. If you did not know, I am in California, Pacific Standard Time, and Tokyo for me is 17 hours ahead. So, which explains why we got there the day that we did and explains why we got back so much earlier than we did. So this video, I knew I planned on doing a video of my entire experience. And so I took notes while I was there on everything, on what to do, what not to do, what to bring on a carry-on, what not to bring on a carry-on. Because there were things that if I were to go back and redo my luggage and redo my carry-on, and things that we did versus what we didn't do, I would change a couple of things, and that's fine. It does not change how the trip went. I think when it's your first time traveling somewhere, especially out of the country, I'm pretty sure anybody would be like, okay, this is what I would change. And so this is me. I experienced it, so maybe you don't have to. So anyway, I'm gonna get started. Okay, so things to carry on your carry-on. Now, this is my first time ever going on an international flight. So there were things that when I was packing, I was like, okay, it's gonna be a 13-hour trip, going there. It was actually 11 hours and four minutes or something like that, maybe a little bit longer. But with boarding on the plane and then deboarding, it was like 13 hours total spent on the entire plane. So what I did initially is I packed things in my carry-on that I would do in a single day. So I packed my planners, as in multiple, and I had my phone, my charger. I had my MacBook on me, even though I only used my MacBook in the hotel one time. But I would not have checked it. I mean, you don't put electronics, as check in the bag anyway. But I only used it like once or twice in the hotel. So if I were to go back, I probably wouldn't have brought it. But I did, okay? So anyway, so things that would be easily accessible to me. So anyway, if I were to go back, I would not have brought my life planner. I wouldn't, because I did use it in the hotel. I was tracking, not tracking, but I was like writing down everything that we did that day, like kind of like memory keeping and whatnot, but I would not have taken it on the carry-on. I probably would have just checked it in the bag because I thought I was going to have like room to sit and like plan out. And I even brought like washi tape to decorate. I only did the monthly spread the way there. I didn't even touch my planner on the way back. And so I probably would have just either left it home or just checked it. And I probably would have only taken my petite planner because I did use my petite planner more than any other planner. It was, the habit tracking and the gratitude and tracking my wellness, like what we ate, what we did for exercise and everything. And so if I were to go back, that probably would have been the only planner that I would have taken. I probably would have taken notes as far as what we did each day and then just kind of put it on the days of my life planner when I came back. But, now I know for next time. And, and it wasn't really room if I wanted. That's the main reason why I didn't use my planner on the plane that much, because I really didn't have any room. We had the seat, me and my husband sat together on the way there, and my daughters had a completely different seat on the way back. We all sat together. But on the way there, I was in the middle, Aaron was in the aisle, and then there was another guy on the aisle. We were in the middle seats. And so I didn't have much room, like elbow room to write down and do anything, whatever, because I didn't want to impede on his space, the guy that was sitting next to me. So it was this little bitty tray, and that's like the con to sitting in an aisle, in a seat where there's just a wall in front of you. It was good for my husband because he had the leg room, but you don't really get like the tray that comes down in front of you. It kind of comes up the side, so a little bit smaller. So yeah, so if I were to not bring anything on a carry-on, it would have been my planner because I really did not use it. And I slept a majority of the way and I watched movies. So there are things where if I was just going to bring on a carry-on, it would have just been like little small things I carried in my purse. It would have just been like, just the essentials, nothing extra because there was no need for it. I had 2 carry-on bags and I probably would have just had one, Speaking of carry-on bags, I had my Erin Condren large tote and I had a backpack. As far as the Erin Condren tote, that bag, as much as I love it, it is not a great bag to walk around in Tokyo with. It's not. If you're doing a lot of walking, it's not a great bag because even if you can wear it crossbody, I really love just having a backpack because I was truly hands-free. I didn't have to worry about it. And then having just all that weight on one shoulder, it gets very tiring. So I did not really carry my Erin Condren bag walking around Tokyo at all. I carried it from the airport to the hotel and from the hotel to the airport and back home. So as much as I love that bag, I would not use it for like long-term walking or a long-term travel. I probably would have just brought my backpack and called it a day. So that is what I would have, brought or not brought as far as carry-on. What to do in Tokyo. So I had this whole itinerary written and things to do. And so we did a majority of those things. There were some things we didn't do, and I'll get into why we didn't do them. Shibuya is basically this huge area in Japan, tons and tons of shopping. It's Shibuya Circle or something like that. Tons and tons and tons of shopping. It's where I got my Ivy Park Adidas shoes from, which are very comfortable, by the way. And lots of eateries and everything. But that's a place if you love shopping or just want to sightsee a little bit, Shibuya is a place to go. People call it, I've heard it referred to as like the Times Square of Tokyo. And I've never been to Times Square, but I've seen like footage of Times Square. It's pretty packed. It's pretty packed. And so that's a place I think you should visit if you love shopping. The temples, we did see the Meiji Temple, which is by Harajuku, which I'll get into in a minute. Very gorgeous. I took a lot of photos. If you guys want to see that, pledge my Patreon. But yeah, I recommend seeing the temples. And speaking of what to do, Harajuku, oh my God. Harajuku is where it's at. We went back twice. I love Harajuku. Harajuku is a place, if you love shopping, it's like just one like alleyway. There's parts that are broken off too, but there's a bunch of little shopping and there's a Daiso in there. It's like 3 stories, this Daiso. Lots of skincare, lots of makeup, lots of clothing and everything. One thing I will mention about Tokyo, nothing is cheap. The food's expensive, shopping's expensive, subway's expensive, everything expensive. I can guarantee you the amount you spend to get to Tokyo, whether the flight and the hotel, is probably the amount you're going to spend in Tokyo. I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. You're going to spend that much while you're there. So that's something to know. Because we had a family of 4. So we spent quite a bit of money in Tokyo, and it's fine. We had the money, obviously, but it's something to keep in mind when you're going to Tokyo. Like, it's not really cheap. It's not at all. It's pretty expensive. We went to Disneyland, and while I really liked Disneyland, it's, to me, I don't know if it's me, but it seemed a little bit smaller than the one in Anaheim, which probably explains why it was $68 to go versus the $120 in Anaheim. There was a couple of rides that were the same. There was some different ones and all of that. The parade was really, really cute. But yeah, we did not stay a really long time. We stayed about maybe 4 hours, and we ended up riding everything. One ride that we did not ride, and we never ride this ride because it's forever long, is Space Mountain. I don't know what it is about Space Mountain, but that ride is for that line. I just refuse to wait 3 hours in a line for a roller coaster. I don't care. I'm like, I don't care if I'm in Tokyo and I'm not spending it. I could be doing something else. But Tokyo Disneyland, just the aesthetic of it is completely different from Anaheim. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. Even if you don't ride anything, it just look at everything. It's really, really pretty. and you're not going to find the same food that you would in Anaheim, obviously. We did find one American shop. It was in Tomorrowland, and we had some burgers and fries, but a lot of stuff, there's a lot of curry, there's a lot of seafood and everything because you are in Tokyo, so keep that in mind. When you go to Tokyo, you're not going to find a ton of American food. But speaking of American food, there's McDonald's. There's a ton of McDonald's, KFC, there's a Carl's Jr., there's a Wendy's, there's a ton of 7-Elevens. Like, they're all over the place. I don't know what it is about the McDonald's and the KFC there. It's way better than I have here. Like, it's, I had a Big Mac and a double cheeseburger. I don't even really eat McDonald's. I can't even tell you the last time I ate McDonald's before Tokyo, but we ate there quite a bit because my kids were really picky. And so we didn't have a lot of Japanese food. We had ramen a couple of times, but as far as eating, there wasn't like a lot of healthy options. Like I didn't see like anything for salads or anything like that. So keep that in mind. If you're a person where you're like, if you're trying to do keto diet, good luck doing it in Tokyo. There was really no place. You're either going to eat Japanese food or you're going to eat really crappy American food. And so there's no in between. I will tell you this though. 7-Eleven had the best snacks. I mean, I had so much junk food in Tokyo. It was crazy. The only reason why I didn't feel too bad about it is because we did so much walking. There was one day I had 14,000 steps in one day. And so I didn't feel too bad about it, but my face is kind of paying for it now. But there's a ton of 7-Elevens. There's a place there called Food Mart. It kind of reminds me of a 7-Eleven in a way. They're like on every corner. You can walk like every block, you're gonna find a Food Mart. So you're always gonna find something with snacks. But a lot, like 99% of the stuff is in Japanese. So I would recommend downloading the Google Translate app and taking a picture and translating it. That's what I did for a lot of things that we saw there because I was just like, I don't know what the hell this is. So yeah, so do that. Also, what you need to do is make sure you exchange your money for yen. Now I will say 7-Elevens, these food marts, all of the major food places all take a Visa card. We didn't realize that for the first couple of days that we were there. And anytime you take money, from the ATM to give you yen, it was a $5 charge for every time. So we went to 7-Eleven, they took, the Visa card. We went to like the food places like McDonald's or KFC, whatever. They take a Visa card. Mall places take Visa cards. So if you take a Visa card, just use your Visa card so you don't have to pay a fee every single time. So remember that's a $5 fee if you have to take money out, and it gives it to you in yen, which is the Japanese equivalent to the dollar. 100 yen is $1. And so it's just basically, they just add a zero on, or add 2 zeros onto it. It's equivalent to the same thing. Also this, you cannot rent a car when you fly into Tokyo. I think you have to be a Tokyo resident because the laws are completely different than they are in the United States. You drive on the other side of the road. I don't know what the speed laws are. So with that said, you're going to have to get yourself a Suica card. That is Suica. It's basically like if you have a Metro card for the New York subway. And so you put money on this and you go to the subway. So you pay when you go in, you pay when you come out. And that basically keeps track of what line you're going on. There's a bunch of different lines that you're going to go on when you go to Tokyo. The line we were on the most was called the Yamamoto line. It's green, and the Ginza exits. That's the one we got to get around the majority of Tokyo. And so you either do that. That's the cheapest way to do it. I would not recommend a taxi. It's expensive, especially because a lot of places that you want to go to in Tokyo are not a short distance just to get from the hotel. From the airport to the hotel. It was like a 90-minute ride. And so if you take a taxi, you're going to pay a lot of money. So one thing I would recommend if you're going to Tokyo from the airport is something called the limousine bus. And that gets you just from the airport to your hotel. When we got to the airport, it was so hectic. By the time we got to get to the limousine bus, it was already done. So we had to take like 3 subway trains. It was a hot ass mess. Drop my paper. But any other time, the Suica card, you put money on it. And anytime you swipe it, it lets you know how much money you have. It lets you know how much the subway costs. And yeah, and subways are very hectic. There's always a ton of people. Everyone in Tokyo is in a hurry. Like, there's no walking pattern. They crisscross, and so you just gotta be prepared to be pushed and everything. Nothing like China, though. Aaron said it's nothing like China. But it's very, very busy in Tokyo. Everyone is in a hurry. I mean, literally everyone is in a hurry to go somewhere. I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's just the lifestyle, the pace, whatever. But literally everyone is in a hurry. Speaking of Tokyo, I need people in customer service to actually go on a trip to Tokyo and see how generous the Tokyo employees are. Every single employee in Tokyo, I had never seen anybody so nice. The employees in Tokyo are beyond generous. They go out of your way to help you. Like, if you didn't, they would help you. Like, if you didn't understand how much something costs, if you didn't understand what something was, they helped you the best way they could. It was always, thank you, my pleasure. I was just like, I have never seen customer service like this, and just consistent with no matter what shop I went into. Didn't matter if it was a food place, shopping, anywhere where there was a Japanese person working, everyone was nice. I even saw some people that were employees that were not Japanese. It was clear they weren't Japanese, and they were still the sweetest people ever. And another thing is that the public restrooms, clean. Like, you go to a public restroom here in the United States, it's just like, what the hell do I walk into? Oh no, every toilet, every stall was clean everywhere. It was just like, I knew I was back in the US when I stepped foot into the LAX bathroom. I was like, oh, I can tell I'm not in Tokyo anymore. It was a complete culture shock in the way that Tokyo employees are versus how US employees are. People in Tokyo worked as if it was their last paycheck, and they needed, like, you were the customer that was going to determine if they kept their job. That's how they acted every single time. And it's just like, I don't understand. Like, I was shocked. I was embarrassed for our country when I went over there. I was just like, it's ridiculous. It was so nice. And I think every toilet in customer service in the United States needs a bidet. They do. I mean, this may sound gross, but I don't know how many times I have walked into a public restroom and it looks like somebody died in the toilet. It's just like I never saw that issue in Tokyo. And there was many times where we're out and you have to go to the bathroom, and it just felt nice to go into a public restroom and it looked like you can literally lick the toilet seat. Not that I would ever do that, and no one ever should, but that's how clean these toilets were. Just exceptionally clean. Even the train stations, the subway train, just clean. And I was just like, it's ridiculous how much different this is. It just lets you know that people in the United States really don't give a fuck about public places. Also this, I would say the majority of stores in Tokyo are tax-free if you have your passport. So when I got my shoes, my Ivy Park shoes, the shoes were $200. With tax, would have been like $221, $200 flat. If you show your passport, if you're not from Tokyo, you show your passport, majority of stores are tax-free, which is amazing. Amazing. So as long as you have your passport and you show it, you will not have to pay tax. That is great. I did mention things being expensive. Things are expensive in Tokyo. They are. Especially, with eating. You got to eat every single day. And so there was a lot of times we only ate meals like once a day because we were snacking on the way. But the little snacks we got were cheap, like $1, $1.50 or whatever. But like, eating is expensive. It's really expensive. And so keep that in mind when you do go. And so, like I said, you need a bidet in your life. I am getting one for my toilet. I'm getting one. I need one. It's like once you use a bidet, and I don't mean like the whole separate toilet. You can get one that's attached to your toilet. That's how all the ones in Tokyo went. Our hotel room had one. I was just like, I need one in my life. And everyone else needs one too. Okay. So I said it was expensive. So when you're flying out of the country, it's going to cost you money. The hotel is going to cost you money. But things that you need to consider besides hotel, food, and plane, shopping, bus prices, taxi prices, you need to consider all of that. And so that's why I'm making this video. That way you guys can take into consideration how much things cost, because like I said, you're going to spend as much in Tokyo as you did to get there. It's going to cost you a lot of money, especially if you're a person where you love shopping. I don't really love shopping, but we spent a lot of money because my girls got things. I got something. My husband doesn't really shop. He didn't buy himself anything. But I mean, you're going to see things. You're going to be like, oh, I can't get that in the United States. You know, there was things that, like at Disneyland, my girls got, you don't get at the Disneyland in Anaheim. They got Sanrio sweaters. You don't get that here. And so that's also what gets you like, I can't get this back home, so I got to have it. Take that into consideration as well. Try all the snacks. Try all of the snacks. I'm telling you, my favorite snacks. I have never tasted strawberry Coca-Cola until in Japan, and now I need some. I tasted curry cup of noodles. You cannot get that here, but you can order it on Amazon. I've got to have it. Everything was just good. All the snacks, the food, everything was good. You'll be walking a lot. Okay, if you're a person where you don't really like to walk, you want to move around by car, and just don't go to Tokyo. You're gonna be walking a lot. You're gonna walk a lot. I'm telling you. Tokyo mascots are expensive as hell. What I mean by that is like the Tokyo, like the things that are made to, like the Sanrio and Tokyo things, like all the anime stuff. It's expensive. It's really, really expensive. Okay. All right. And so that is that right there. What else? Okay, so these are my lessons learned about Tokyo. The hotel we stayed at, which is called the Daiichi Hotel. I will link that. You have to pay to use the gym, so we didn't use the gym. So if I would have known that, I would have never taken any gym clothing. I would have packed, I want to say packed less clothing, because I don't think I could have packed any less than I did. But yeah, I would have checked 2 bags instead of one for my daughters and for me, because it was too hectic trying to put all of our stuff in one suitcase. So whenever we travel next, I will pack a suitcase for them and then one for me. And I probably would not have needed the duffel bag. I probably could just put stuff in my suitcase, but lesson learned. Let me see. I already said you will spend as much as your trip costs. And this says get something. I don't remember. Oh, jet lag. I did not have jet lag when I got there, but let me tell you, when I got back, I took a 4-hour nap when we came back, and then I slept from 10:30 Wednesday night until 12 noon the next day. I was out of it. So yeah, I never really got on Tokyo time when we were there, but for whatever reason, when we got back, I was on Tokyo time. It was crazy. Now I am fully rested. I'm good. And so that is pretty much it. I had a really, really good time in Tokyo. I cannot complain. I do want to go back. One place I wanted to go that we didn't go was Puroland, and that's the Sanrio Park. We didn't go because, one, we didn't realize how much money we were going to actually spend. So we went to Disneyland. The girls really wanted to go, and so we went. And by the time we added up how much we spent, we were like, okay. Because you can't go to Puroland and just go to Puroland. I mean, there's souvenir shops all over the place. So I wasn't going to tell my girls, let's go to Puroland, but you can't buy anything while we're in there. That's like torture. So we just didn't go. So whenever we decide to go back, that will be the place that we go. I really wanted to go, but we didn't go. So it's all the more reason to want to go back. But I really enjoyed myself. As far as flying on the plane, I do not care to do an international trip anytime soon. So the last 3 hours on the way there killed me. I was so uncomfortable. I think it was because I was sitting for so long on the way back. The last hour kind of killed me. I had a stomach ache. But, I still had a lot of fun. I don't regret anything. I had a lot of fun. The only thing I probably would do is I would research the train lines a little bit more. There's a couple of times we got kind of lost, but it was nothing that wasn't rectified. shortly or anything like that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun in Tokyo. Tokyo had been on my bucket list for a while. I still feel there's a lot we didn't see. But I mean, we had 5 full days there. We did everything that that we could have done in 5 days. Like, we didn't really spend a ton of time in the hotel room. Only that day before we left because we were so tired. But we were out from like the time we got up to the time we went to bed. We were out and about, just walking around and sightseeing. And so we saw a lot, but there are a couple of things that we didn't get to see. And there was like a bunch of stationery stores I wanted to get to and all of that. But because of how long it took to get certain places, it was like, is the one store worth spending an hour on a damn subway train? No. So we looked at it like that. But other than that, I had a really, really great time in Tokyo. I recommend anybody that loves Japanese culture go. We went to this place for like the anime district. Just if you are an anime lover, you are gonna love it. And so it was a lot of fun. My daughter got some anime stuff and everything, and so I had a lot of fun. I really, really loved it, and I can't wait to go back one day. Not for a little while though, because there are some other international places on my bucket list that I really want to go first. But yeah, the girls enjoyed it. That was like, they loved it, and so mission accomplished. So yeah, I know this video is really, really long, but I had a lot to say, and so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it was informative. If it was a little all over the place, I'm sorry. But yeah, and thank you guys for the support, and I hope you like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time. Bye.